Anya wasn't like the other princesses in the kingdom of Silverstream. While they practiced embroidery and curtsying, Anya preferred climbing trees and rescuing stray kittens. Her hands were often smudged with dirt, and her gowns were usually a little rumpled. But her heart was as bright and shiny as the silver river that flowed through her kingdom. Now, at 16, Anya faced a daunting task. Her father, the king, had arranged a marriage to Sir Reginald the Stern, a powerful knight from a neighboring land. This marriage was meant to protect Silverstream from invaders, but Anya dreaded the thought. Sir Reginald was known for his strictness and unwavering adherence to rules. He expected perfection, and Anya knew she was far from perfect. She imagined him frowning at her muddy boots and scolding her for laughing too loudly. The idea of spending her life trying to live up to his impossible standards filled her with anxiety. She wished she could just disappear into the forest and live among the squirrels and birds. A proper princess must be graceful, her mother, the queen, often reminded her. Anya tried, she really did. She took dance lessons, practiced her posture, and attempted to speak in a refined, elegant manner. But every time she tried to be someone she wasn't, she felt like a bird trapped in a gilded cage. She knew that Sir Reginald expected a polished, perfect princess, and she feared disappointing him and, more importantly, failing her kingdom. The weight of her responsibilities felt heavy on her young shoulders. Seeing Anya's distress, her father, the king, decided to take action. He understood that simply telling Anya to be more graceful wasn't helping. He wanted her to feel confident and comfortable in her own skin, even if it wasn't the skin of a perfect princess. So, he hatched a plan. "I've hired a groom to help you prepare for the wedding," the king announced one afternoon, as Anya was attempting to balance a book on her head during a posture lesson. Anya's eyebrows shot up. "A groom? But I already have ladies in waiting to help me dress and prepare." "This groom is different," the king explained with a twinkle in his eye. "He's skilled in horsemanship, etiquette, and all the things a princess should know. He will guide you, not just tell you what to do." The king had secretly sought out Thomas, a young man known for his gentle nature and patient demeanor. Thomas worked in the royal stables, caring for the horses with a quiet dedication. He wasn't a nobleman or a knight, but he possessed a natural grace and kindness that the king believed Anya desperately needed. He was also very good at teaching and encouraging others. Unlike Sir Reginald, who seemed to exude an aura of disapproval, Thomas had a warm and welcoming presence. The king hoped that Thomas could help Anya find her own inner grace, rather than forcing her to conform to someone else's idea of perfection. He believed that Thomas could see the good in Anya and help her see it too. Anya was skeptical, but she was willing to try anything to ease her anxiety. She wondered what this groom would be like. Would he be as strict and demanding as Sir Reginald? Or would he be different? The next morning, Anya found Thomas waiting for her in the royal gardens. He wasn't wearing fancy clothes like the courtiers, but simple, well-kept attire. He had kind eyes and a warm smile that immediately put Anya at ease. "Good morning, Princess Anya," he said, bowing slightly. "I'm Thomas. I'm here to help you prepare for your wedding." Anya managed a small smile. "Good morning, Thomas. I'm not sure I'm very good at being a princess." Thomas chuckled softly. "I think you'll surprise yourself. Now, where would you like to begin?" Their first lesson was dancing. Anya had always struggled with the formal steps, often tripping over her own feet. Thomas, however, didn't scold her or make her feel foolish. He simply guided her gently, showing her how to find the rhythm in the music and how to move with grace. She still tripped, of course, sending them both into fits of laughter, but she didn't feel the usual wave of embarrassment. Next, they practiced speaking formally. Anya had a habit of using slang and casual language, which the queen frowned upon. Thomas explained the importance of proper etiquette, but he also encouraged Anya to speak from the heart. "Your words are most powerful when they are genuine," he said. The afternoon was spent on posture. Anya had a tendency to slouch, which Thomas patiently corrected. He showed her how to stand tall and confident, not by forcing her into an uncomfortable position, but by helping her find her natural balance. It was still hard, and she kept dropping the book from her head, but Thomas never lost his patience. By the end of the day, Anya was exhausted, but she also felt a sense of accomplishment. She hadn't magically transformed into a perfect princess, but she had learned something new, and she had actually enjoyed herself. Maybe, just maybe, this wouldn't be so bad after all. She started to think that perhaps Thomas could help her find her own kind of grace. As the days turned into weeks, Anya's lessons with Thomas continued. He never focused on her mistakes, but instead highlighted her strengths. He noticed how she always helped the kitchen staff carry heavy trays, or how she comforted the injured bird she found in the garden. "You have a remarkable capacity for kindness, Princess," Thomas said one afternoon, as they were tending to a wounded sparrow. "That is a true form of grace." Anya looked at him, surprised. "But I'm always tripping and saying silly things." "Those are just small things," Thomas replied with a smile. "What truly matters is what's inside your heart. True grace isn't about being perfect, it's about being kind, compassionate, and genuine." He started incorporating activities that played to Anya's strengths. He took her riding, not just for show, but to explore the countryside and help the farmers with their crops. He taught her about the different plants and flowers in the royal gardens, and they spent hours planting new seedlings together. Thomas explained that even the smallest act of kindness, like planting a flower, could bring joy to the world. He showed her that true strength came not from wielding a sword, but from caring for others. Anya began to understand what Thomas meant. She still struggled with formal etiquette, but she started to feel more comfortable in her own skin. She realized that she didn't have to be someone else to be a good princess. She could be kind, compassionate, and genuine, and that was enough. Thomas was helping her to see that her own unique qualities were valuable and important. She was starting to believe in herself, not as a perfect princess, but as Anya, the princess with a kind heart. Anya found herself looking forward to her lessons with Thomas. What had started as a chore had transformed into a joyful experience. She loved the feeling of the wind in her hair as she rode her horse alongside Thomas through the fields. He taught her how to communicate with the animals, understanding their needs and respecting their spirit. She became a skilled rider, not just because she had to be, but because she genuinely enjoyed it. In the stables, Anya helped Thomas care for the horses. She learned how to groom them, clean their hooves, and prepare their meals. She discovered a deep connection with these gentle creatures, finding solace and companionship in their presence. She even gave each of them silly nicknames. The gardening became a passion. Anya loved the feeling of the soil between her fingers and the satisfaction of watching a tiny seed sprout into a beautiful flower. Thomas showed her how to nurture the plants, providing them with the right amount of sunlight and water. She learned about the different types of flowers and their unique properties. She even started creating her own little garden, filled with her favorite blooms. She imagined that each flower represented a part of her, growing stronger and more vibrant with each passing day. The garden became a symbol of her own personal growth, a testament to the kindness and guidance she had received from Thomas. It was her happy place, a space where she could be herself, surrounded by beauty and peace. These weren't just lessons, they were adventures, explorations, and moments of genuine connection. Anya was learning, growing, and discovering a love for life that she never knew existed. Spending so much time together, Anya and Thomas developed a strong friendship. They shared stories, laughed at silly jokes, and confided in each other about their hopes and dreams. Anya found herself opening up to Thomas in ways she never had with anyone else. She trusted him implicitly, knowing that he would always listen without judgment. She learned about his life before coming to the castle, his love for animals, and his dream of one day owning his own small farm. He, in turn, listened to her anxieties about the upcoming wedding and her fears of not being good enough. Anya began to see Thomas as more than just a groom. She admired his gentle nature, his unwavering kindness, and his quiet wisdom. She appreciated his ability to see the good in everyone and his unwavering belief in her potential. He never treated her like a princess who needed to be molded into something she wasn't. He saw her as Anya, a kind-hearted young woman with a genuine spirit. She cherished their conversations, their shared laughter, and the comfortable silence they often shared while working in the garden or tending to the horses. She realized that she valued his friendship more than anything else. The idea of not having him around after the wedding filled her with a sense of sadness. She couldn't imagine her life without his presence, his guidance, and his unwavering support. Their bond had become something special, a connection built on mutual respect, trust, and genuine affection. Anya was starting to realize that what she felt for Thomas was something far deeper than just friendship. The day Sir Reginald arrived at Silverstream Castle, a dark cloud seemed to settle over Anya's heart. He rode in on a magnificent black steed, his armor gleaming in the sunlight. He was tall and imposing, with a stern face and piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through her. Everything Anya had learned from Thomas seemed to vanish the moment she laid eyes on Sir Reginald. She forgot all about standing tall and confident. She stumbled as she curtsied, nearly tripping over her own feet. She stammered when she tried to greet him, unable to find the right words. Sir Reginald's expression remained unchanged. He offered a curt nod, his lips barely curving into a polite smile. "Princess Anya," he said, his voice deep and resonant. "I trust you have been preparing for our union." Anya felt a shiver run down her spine. She tried to engage in polite conversation, but Sir Reginald's responses were short and critical. He pointed out her flaws, her clumsy movements, and her lack of grace. He seemed determined to find fault in everything she did. "A princess must be poised and elegant," he said, his voice laced with disapproval as Anya accidentally spilled her tea. "You must strive for perfection if you are to be my wife." Anya felt her confidence crumble. All the progress she had made with Thomas seemed to disappear. She felt like she was back at square one, a clumsy, awkward princess who would never be good enough. The weight of his expectations felt crushing, and she longed for the comfort and understanding of Thomas's presence. She suddenly understood that Sir Reginald's idea of a princess was a far cry from who she truly was. That night, Anya couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned in her bed, haunted by Sir Reginald's critical words. She thought about Thomas and the kindness he had shown her, the way he had encouraged her to be herself. She realized that she couldn't spend her life trying to please someone who didn't appreciate her for who she was. She got out of bed and walked to the window, gazing out at the moonlit gardens. She thought about the flowers she had planted with Thomas, the horses she had cared for, and the joy she had found in being herself. She knew, deep down, that she couldn't marry Sir Reginald. It wasn't just about his strictness or his disapproval. It was about something much deeper. She simply didn't love him. She didn't feel a connection with him, a sense of understanding, or a shared passion for life. All she felt was fear and anxiety. She realized that she valued kindness, compassion, and genuine connection more than power, status, or political alliances. She wanted a partner who would love her for who she was, flaws and all, not someone who would try to mold her into someone else. Anya made a decision. She couldn't go through with the marriage. She had to be true to herself, even if it meant disappointing her father and risking the safety of her kingdom. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to follow her heart. She would rather face the consequences of her decision than spend her life in a loveless marriage, pretending to be someone she wasn't. With newfound resolve, Anya returned to bed, finally finding a sense of peace. She knew what she had to do. The next morning, Anya requested a meeting with her father and Sir Reginald. She stood before them, her heart pounding in her chest, but her voice surprisingly steady. "Father," she began, "Sir Reginald, I have something important to say." The king looked at her with concern, and Sir Reginald regarded her with a skeptical gaze. "I cannot go through with the marriage," Anya declared. The king's eyes widened in shock. "Anya, what are you saying? This marriage is crucial for our kingdom's safety." "I understand that, father," Anya replied, "but I cannot marry someone I do not love. I need someone who accepts me for who I am, someone who values kindness and understanding." Sir Reginald scoffed. "Love is a luxury, princess. Duty and security are what truly matter." "I disagree, Sir Reginald," Anya said, meeting his gaze directly. I believe that love and happiness are just as important as duty and security. I cannot spend my life pretending to be someone I'm not, just to please others. She explained how Thomas had helped her to see her own worth, how he had taught her that true grace came from within. She spoke of her love for the gardens, the horses, and the simple joys of life. She confessed that she couldn't imagine sharing her life with someone who didn't appreciate those things. The king listened intently, his expression softening as he heard Anya's heartfelt words. He realized that she had grown into a strong and independent young woman, capable of making her own decisions. But he was also worried about the consequences of her choice. Would Silverstream be able to survive without Sir Reginald's support? Sir Reginald, furious at Anya's rejection, slammed his fist on the table. If you refuse to honor our agreement, Princess, I will withdraw my kingdom's support. Silverstream will be vulnerable to attack. Anya flinched, but she stood her ground. I understand the risks, Sir Reginald, but I cannot sacrifice my happiness for the sake of political expediency. Seeing Anya's distress and Sir Reginald's anger, Thomas stepped forward. He had been waiting outside the room, his heart heavy with worry. He couldn't bear to see Anya so upset. Sir Reginald, Thomas said, his voice calm but firm, withdrawing your support would be a grave mistake. Princess Anya is a kind and compassionate ruler. She cares deeply for her people and would do anything to protect them. Her strength lies not in her ability to wield a sword, but in her capacity for empathy and understanding. Sir Reginald sneered. And what do you know of such matters, Groom? You are but a stable hand. Perhaps, Thomas replied, but I know that true leadership comes from the heart. Princess Anya has a heart of gold. She deserves to be with someone who values her for who she is, not for what she can offer politically. Thomas's words surprised everyone, including Anya. She had never seen him so assertive. He stood tall and proud, defending her honor with unwavering conviction. His bravery and grace under pressure were remarkable. It was in that moment that Anya knew, without a doubt, that her feelings for Thomas were not just friendship, they were love. He was the kind, compassionate, and genuine person she had been searching for all along. The king watched the exchange between Anya, Sir Reginald, and Thomas with growing interest. He had always valued strength and power, but he was beginning to see that there were different kinds of strength. He saw the genuine affection in Anya's eyes when she looked at Thomas, and he recognized the unwavering loyalty in Thomas's defense of Anya. He realized that he had been so focused on protecting his kingdom from external threats that he had overlooked the importance of his daughter's happiness. He had been willing to sacrifice her well-being for the sake of political gain, but now he questioned whether that was the right thing to do. Sir Reginald, the king said, his voice thoughtful, perhaps Princess Anya is right. Perhaps love and happiness are more important than political alliances. I need time to consider this matter. He dismissed Sir Reginald, who stormed out of the room in a huff. The king then turned to Anya and Thomas, his expression softening. Anya, he said, I see that you have found someone who truly cares for you. I also see that Thomas is a good and honorable man. However, I must consider the safety of our kingdom. Give me some time to weigh my options. Anya and Thomas nodded, understanding the king's dilemma. They knew that the fate of Silverstream hung in the balance, and they were prepared to accept whatever decision the king made, even if it meant sacrificing their own happiness. But deep down, Anya held onto a glimmer of hope that her father would choose love and compassion over power and security. She had faith that he would do what was best for her and for the kingdom. After days of deliberation, the king summoned Anya and Thomas once more. He looked at them both, his eyes filled with a newfound understanding. Anya, he said, I have made my decision. I was wrong to force you into a marriage that would have made you unhappy. Your happiness is more important than any political alliance. Anya's heart soared with joy. She rushed to her father and embraced him tightly. Thank you, father. The king smiled and then turned to Thomas. Thomas, he said, I have been watching you closely. I see that you are a kind, honorable, and courageous man. You have shown Anya what it means to be truly graceful, not just in appearance, but in spirit. He paused, taking a deep breath. I cannot offer you a kingdom, Thomas, but I can offer you my blessing. If Anya chooses you, I will not stand in her way. Anya turned to Thomas, her eyes shining with love. Thomas, she said, will you marry me? Will you share your life with me, not as a princess, but as Anya, the girl who loves the gardens, the horses, and the simple joys of life? Tears welled up in Thomas's eyes. Anya, he whispered, I would be honored to be your husband. I love you, not for your title or your status, but for your kind heart and your genuine spirit. They embraced, their love filling the room. The king smiled, knowing that he had made the right decision. He had chosen love and happiness over power and security, and he had no doubt that Silverstream would be better for it. He knew that Anya and Thomas would rule with compassion, kindness, and a deep understanding of their people's needs. They would be a force for good in the world, and that was more valuable than any political alliance. Anya and Thomas were married in a beautiful ceremony in the royal gardens, surrounded by their loved ones and the flowers they had planted together. Sir Reginald did withdraw his kingdom's support, but Silverstream persevered. Anya and Thomas worked tirelessly to strengthen their own kingdom, focusing on building strong relationships with their neighboring lands through trade and diplomacy, not just through military alliances. Anya never forgot the lessons Thomas had taught her about kindness, compassion, and the importance of being true to herself. She ruled with a gentle hand, always listening to her people's needs and striving to make their lives better. Thomas, by her side, offered his wisdom and support. He helped her to see the good in everyone and to find solutions that benefited all. He also taught her how to be a better rider, a more skilled gardener, and a more confident leader. But Anya also taught Thomas valuable lessons. She showed him the importance of dreaming big, taking risks, and never giving up on his goals. She encouraged him to pursue his dream of owning his own farm, and together, they established a beautiful farm on the outskirts of the kingdom, providing fresh produce for the castle and the surrounding villages. They ruled Silverstream not as a perfect princess and a humble groom, but as two equal partners, bound by love, respect, and a shared commitment to making the world a better place. They proved that true strength comes not from power or status, but from kindness, compassion, and a genuine heart. And so, Silverstream flourished, not because of a political alliance, but because of the love and grace of a princess and a groom who taught each other the true meaning of happiness. They lived happily ever after, not in a fairy tale, but in a world they built together, one filled with love, laughter, and the sweet scent of blooming flowers.